Sorry that I broke the boundary rules.
Sorry that I broke the boundary rules by trying to make jokes out of a post that was meant to be funny.
Don't try to justify it with a joke. It's like me pushing you down the stairs saying it's a joke.
What if I told you that one of Twitch's most beloved couples had been living a lie for nearly a decade? Nick NMP Lol Polom seemed to have it all. Millions of followers, a successful streaming career, and what appeared to be the perfect relationship with longtime partner Melena. But when their world came crashing down in 2024, it revealed a web of deception so elaborate that even their closest fans never saw it coming. The rise of a streaming power couple. Nick Polom didn't start as the controversy magnet he'd eventually become. Back in the early 2000s and 10s, he was just another guy from Michigan grinding through World of Warcraft streams and H1Z1 matches. His laid-back personality and natural comedy timing slowly built him an audience. But it wasn't until Malena Tudi entered the picture that things really took off. Their chemistry was undeniable. Morning cooking streams became appointment viewing for thousands of fans who tuned in not just for Nick's gameplay, but for the couple's natural banter. Malena, a Norwegian native who'd moved to Texas, brought her own charm to the streams. Together, they created content that felt authentic, like watching your friends hang out, except these friends happened to be entertaining enough to build careers around it. By 2020, Nick had joined the influencer collective One True King as both content creator and co-owner. With over 1 million followers and tens of thousands of daily viewers, the NMP Lol brand was thriving. But there was always something carefully managed about how much of their personal life made it to camera. Fans knew them as the playful boyfriend-girlfriend duo, never suspecting the much deeper legal connection hiding in plain sight. The amicable breakup that wasn't. September 2024 hit the community like a truck. Nick appeared on stream visibly emotional, announcing that he and Malena were parting ways after nearly a decade together. He painted it as a mutual decision. Different life goals, no hard feelings, just two people growing apart. The framed photos came down from the wall behind him as he spoke, creating one of those moments that felt both intimate and performative. No one is fighting, there's no drama, Nick assured his Discord community. Both he and Malena wanted privacy, he claimed. For a community used to messy public breakups, this seemed refreshingly mature. Malena's complete silence on social media only reinforced the narrative that this was being handled with dignity. That narrative lasted exactly 4 months. The bombshell, a 9-year deception, January 16th, 2025. Court documents from Travis County, Texas, revealed what would become the streaming world's biggest secret. Nick and Malena hadn't just been dating since 2015, they'd been married. Legally, officially married since September 25th, 2015. Nearly 9 years of marriage, hidden from everyone. The revelation emerged through divorce filings, because while fans thought they were watching an amicable breakup between long-term partners, they were actually witnessing the dissolution of a marriage that had been concealed since its inception. Nick himself seemed amazed by their success in keeping it secret, later admitting on stream, "It's pretty impressive that we kept it a secret this long. Everyone in Austin who knew didn't leak anything." Reddit exploded with theories. The most compelling explanation? Nick had married Malena when she was just 19 to help her stay in the US. Without a marriage or visa sponsor, her continued presence in Texas made little legal sense. Fans started connecting dots that had always been there. Malena's old tweets about anniversaries, Nick's jokes about waiting until marriage that everyone assumed were just his typical humor. But the secret marriage was just the opening act, when divorce papers tell a different story. While Nick maintained his no-drama stance publicly, Malena's court filings painted a drastically different picture. According to documents obtained by investigative content creator Henry Resilient, the marriage had been anything but peaceful in its final months. Malena alleged Nick had cheated on her in 2024, discovering suspicious messages and photos on his phone after his trip to a Twitch convention in Amsterdam. The timing was particularly cruel. Malena had been in Spain caring for her cancer-stricken mother and had specifically asked Nick not to attend the convention. He went anyway. Nick vehemently denied the cheating allegations, posting to his Discord that he had never cheated and never will. But his denial was notably vague about which specific details he was disputing, and the damage was already spreading beyond infidelity claims. The financial abuse allegations hit even harder. Malena's filings portrayed Nick as controlling their finances completely throughout the marriage, despite her substantial contributions to their content creation, including editing his YouTube videos. All income allegedly flowed into accounts under Nick's name. She claimed he required approval for her personal expenses and maintained total financial control over their shared business empire. By March 2025, Malena's attorneys were asking courts to recognize economic and financial abuse in the asset division. She sought $5,000 monthly in spousal support, possession of their house and car, coverage of legal fees, and up to 50% of all marital assets, including Nick's Twitch and YouTube channels, which Texas law could recognize as family businesses built during the marriage. The public relations disaster. As legal documents leaked and spread across social media, Nick's carefully managed image began crumbling. His repeated insistence that there was no drama became a community meme as evidence of extensive drama-filled court filings and news reports. The breaking point came when Nick let slip in Discord that he was avoiding streaming because earnings might have to be split in the divorce. The community reaction was swift and brutal. Fans who had supported him through the breakup announcement now saw him as someone willing to abandon his audience to spite his ex-wife. Fellow streamer XQC publicly called out Nick's mentality as loser mindset, comparing it to his own legal battles with ex-partner Adept. 50% of something is at least something. Nothing is nothing at the end of the day. XQC argued, essentially saying that Nick's approach proved he cared more about money than content or community. The silent treatment strategy. Throughout the escalating public disaster, Malena maintained almost complete silence. Her last social media posts dated to late 2024, before the divorce became public. While Nick continued streaming, albeit with reduced hours and visible stress, Malena let her court filings speak for themselves. Her silence came across as dignified and strategic, especially contrasted with Nick's oscillation between dismissiveness and self-pity. He labeled much discussion as drama farming, while simultaneously subtweeting about his ex and venting in Discord chats that inevitably became public. The community increasingly sided with Malena, viewing her not just as the wronged party, but as someone who had been integral to Nick's success all along. Many fans concluded she deserved compensation for her role in building his career, transforming the narrative from messy breakup to long overdue recognition. The aftermath. Trust broken, empire crumbling. Nick's downfall illustrates how quickly public sentiment can shift when trust breaks. The secret marriage felt like a fundamental betrayal to fans who had invested emotionally in their relationship. If they could hide something that significant, what else was performance? The financial control allegations, combined with Nick's post-breakup behavior, painted a picture of someone very different from his on-camera persona. His attempts to minimize the situation, while evidence of serious issues emerged, made him appear manipulative rather than relatable. For content creators, the case highlights the dangers of blending personal and business relationships without proper transparency or legal protections. Nick and Malena built their brands together, but the lack of clear agreements about ownership and credit created a legal nightmare when the relationship ended. The unfinished story. As of mid-2025, the legal battle continues. Financial audits loom, court hearings multiply, and with temporary record ceilings set to expire, more revelations could emerge. The valuation of Nick's OTK stake, property division, spousal support, and the unresolved infidelity allegations all remain on the table. For Nick and NMP Lol Polom, the transformation has been devastating. A year ago, he was a beloved streamer with an enviable relationship. Today, his chat requires heavy moderation. His social media presence faces constant skepticism, and even industry friends must navigate carefully around the controversy. The once celebrated relationship now stands as streaming's messiest public breakup, a cautionary tale about the collision between private life and public persona. When real life meets the always online world of content creation, the consequences play out in front of millions. Nick Polom once thrived by sharing his life with the internet. Now, the internet is dissecting that life's debris, trying to separate reality from illusion. In the court of public opinion, he's already learned the hardest lesson. Trust, once broken, costs more than any $1 million divorce settlement.